I was incredibly worried about having to come out of my home, but I've had video consultations, I've had tests done and a face-to-face consultation now, all since lockdown. I feel very at ease and I can't praise the team enough. I mean, the hospital have been fantastic.
I was so impressed with the whole setup that I picked up one of those forms at the door as you go out, and I filled that in and gave it into them because I said, I think you're doing very well if this is the way you're running things now. I had to go to a waiting room in the MRI area. I mean, I couldn't have been safer, and I felt very much part of the process.
It's very well structured and I don't feel concerned for my safety here. I feel that everybody is doing everything they can to look after my needs. It's not overcrowded, it's not busy. It's just a very pleasant experience. It's not scary. It's very straightforward and it's incredibly thorough.
Welcome to John Pye Auctions, the nation's favourite online auction house. In our online auctions, you can get everything you need, whether it's fashion, furniture, tech or white goods, all at a price you decide. Auction lots include a mix of ex-display, clearance, end-of-line, retail returns, insolvency stock and failed deliveries, plus fully functional lots covered by a John Pye warranty. Bidding online is quick and easy, so visit johnpye.co.uk to place your bids today.
A very good morning and welcome to Trent Bridge Live. Today sees double-headed action as the Notts Outlaws will face the Lancashire Lightning later on this afternoon, and we will have ball-by-ball coverage of that for you. But first up, it is Charlotte Edwards Cup action as Lightning Cricket take on the South East Stars. Now, play is due to get underway at 11 o'clock and the toss has already taken place, and it is Lightning Cricket that have won that toss and they have chosen to have a bat. Now, earlier on this morning, we caught up with Catherine Bryce, who is the Lightning Cricket captain, and here is what she had to say with Kirsty.
Catherine, welcome to Trent Bridge. You open your T20 campaign today for the Charlotte Edwards Cup here at Trent Bridge. How does it feel to have your first game here? And obviously we're going to have crowds in today as well.
Yeah, it's absolutely brilliant to have a home game with crowds in. I think it's our first one, and at Trent Bridge as well. We've had some fantastic games here, so really delighted to be back.
So it's not just the first T20 game today, but it's the first game under the first T20 game under the Lightning Cricket brand. How is the vibe in the team at the moment? We use that word vibe quite a lot when we talk about dressing rooms, but how does it feel at the moment?
Yeah, I think everyone's just really excited. It's the first T20 games we've played, obviously, as Lightning Cricket. So to get out there, we've played 4 games of 50 over cricket, just ready to kind of, with a bit of a change of format and just go and enjoy it.
So you mentioned the 50 over cricket there and 2 out of 4 wins. What are you going to take from that slightly longer format of the game and kind of use that as learning for T20 this year?
Yeah, I think it's good to kind of take a bit of that momentum into the T20 competition. 2 good wins kind of under the belt kind of got us going, and I think just kind of take that positivity and that energy into the T20 format.
So training at Loughborough, tell me a little bit about that. What kind of things have you been up to as a squad or individually, and kind of how has that stood you in stead for this opening game?
I think we've been really lucky all year really at Loughborough, being able to train together as a squad all winter. And that's been fantastic, and then most of the girls kind of as well through pre-season. So I think kind of having that home base together, a lot of girls kind of close by, has really set us up ready to go.
So who are you looking to today? Is there anybody you're looking for a standout performance from in particular, or is it kind of everybody is just expected to equally pull their weight through the game?
I think you need everyone to kind of put in little performances, and I think in T20 cricket, if you can get one or two people with bat and ball to have a really standout performance, and everyone else kind of around them to chip in, that really stands you in good stead.
So, second year as captain for Lightning, how would you describe your captaincy style?
Probably quite chilled out, kind of like the girls kind of take lead in what they're doing, and just kind of get them to get to where they want to be. Don't use too many words, and yeah, just keep
it simple.
Keep it simple, keep it going, and yeah, just get them to kind of enjoy it and try and get the best out of them, really.
Now, this summer, when it comes to women's cricket, there's quite a lot of competitions to be involved in, and you personally, after 3 games of your T20 here with Lightning Cricket, will split off and join the Trent Rockets, which again, Trent Bridge is home to.
Yeah.
How are you feeling about that as an opportunity?
Yeah, it's going to be brilliant. There's been a huge amount of build-up for it, and the ECB have put so much into it. It's going to be an absolutely brilliant competition. Hopefully lots of big crowds in to kind of support the women's game, and lots going on with kind of the grassroots stuff as well, and engaging lots of new fans.
And just bringing it right back down to today, how are we feeling going into this fixture?
I think we're really excited, ready to go into this fixture. Had a couple of warm-up games at the start of this week, so kind of lots learnt from that, and hopefully just build on that. And it's actually the first time that they played the South East Stars at all in this competition, so excited to kind of go out there and hopefully get the first win on the board.
Brilliant. Well, let's hope the sun comes back out at Trent Bridge for you. It's a little bit chilly at the moment, but go and wish the team well for us, and we will see you out on the pitch shortly.
Brilliant. Thanks very much.
Our thanks to Catherine Bryce there for that interview. Now, as you can see, all players and umpires are currently on the pitch as they are showing a moment of unity. There is no place for discrimination in our sport, and we will take action to stamp it out wherever it occurs. This is part of our commitment to breaking down barriers and making cricket more reflective of our communities across England and Wales. It is the responsibility of everyone, players, coaches, supporters, volunteers and administrators.
through their skipper Catherine Bryce, and will be batting first. The Surrey Stars line up out on the field, predominantly made up of a really talented group based mainly in the Surrey and Kent area, and it will be the East Midlands representatives, the Lightning Cricket, playing under the new logo, who will be batting first, looking to put a score on the board. Healthy number of spectators here already. Long day of cricket ahead for most of them. A double header here at Trent Bridge today, with Notts Outlaws playing against Lancashire Lightning later on in the day. We're about to get underway with the bowling from the Ratcliffe Road end. Alice Capsey will open the bowling for the South East Stars. Sarah Bryce and Beth Harmer are the batters, and the first ball has gone through to the keeper. Alice Capsey will be 17 in August. One of the younger representatives. A push onto the leg side. It's a decent bit of fielding there, but safely home, and Lightning have their first run on the board. Alexa Stonehouse, another of the younger brigade, doing the fielding. So a single taken. Sarah Bryce, sister of the Lightning captain Catherine, with the first run, and it will be Beth Harmer pushes this nicely out towards the Fox Road side of the ground. Gets her account up and running. A couple of singles on the board here. Often a nervy time for the opening batters. Just like to see runs on the board in the first over. Here's Capsey bowling again. Plays for Surrey. And, really tidy over this. Our umpires at the standing end at the moment, Jasmine Naeem, and Billy Taylor is the square leg umpire. Dean Kosker, the former Glamorgan spinner, is our match referee. So to conclude, a very tight opening over here. Capsey bowl, so just a couple of runs from it, and the visiting South East Stars will be highly delighted with Alice Capsey and her opening over. Just 2 runs on the board. Lightning here batting at Trent Bridge against the South East Stars. The Charlotte Edwards Cup up and running. Really fitting name for the new competition. Charlotte, captain of England's women's side for more than a decade. Most capped player. So it really is a youthful opening attack, because it is going to be Alexa Stonehouse, left arm medium fast bowler. Came through the Kent Academy, was just awarded a South East Stars contract this week. She's going to bowl the second over of the contest from the pavilion end. Beth Harmer is on the strike. Billy Taylor, the umpire. This is chopped down into the ground and very close to her off stump there. Runs through to the keeper. Kira Chathley with the gloves on for the Stars. Comes Stonehouse again, bowls, and this is lifted very deliberately up over the gully region down to the third area, fielded by Emma Jones. 3 singles on the board to this point. Sarah Bryce, 21 years of age, born in Edinburgh. 24 Scottish caps in this format. She's hit this into the offside and should go, and has. First wicket for Stonehouse, first wicket for the Stars. Sarah Bryce has fallen for just one. Just helping it to backward point. And a really important early breakthrough there for the visitors. Lightning Cricket, 3 for 1 in the second over. Disappointing contribution from Sarah Bryce. Ailish Cranstone with the catch. Coming in at 3 for Lightning Cricket is Sonia Dedra, 33 years of age now, born in Isleworth. Plays her cricket for Nottinghamshire Women. Played in one test match for England back in 2014 against India at Wormsley. Vastly experienced in this format. This is her 93rd T20 international and arrives in the middle with her side. Just looking for a little bit of momentum here. Struggled to get the ball away for runs and have lost the key wicket of Sarah Bryce. Here is Stonehouse. Bowls. Defensive push into the offside by Dedra. Lots of chatter on the field, as you'd expect. The South East Stars are obviously jubilant to get that early wicket, getting behind the young quick Alexa Stonehouse. Comes in once more, past umpire Taylor. This is carefully guided away by Dedra for her first single. Similar playing conditions to men's cricket. Those of you that are more familiar with the blast and current regulations in force. So 2 fielders allowed outside the circle. Nice looking push here by Harmer. She'll get a single, but has to be quick. Again, good bit of fielding, but safely home. And the Lightning just trying to overcome a wobbly start. 5 for 1 after 2 overs. A wicket for Alexa Stonehouse. And the over just costing 3 runs. Lightning are coached by Rob Taylor. Played a little bit of first-class cricket for Leicestershire. The Stars are coached by Johan Myberg, who went around a few counties. Remember him playing here for Hampshire and Durham and latterly Somerset. It's going to be another over for Alice Copsey. Tosses this one up nice and full, driven into the offside by Harmer, and she'll get another single to move on to 4. Lightning have won the toss, 6 for 1 in the third over here at Trent Bridge. Fairly still day weather-wise, the flag hanging quite limply above the pavilion. Crowd engrossed. Dedra about to face her first ball from Capsey. Pushes this behind square. Contemplated a single, but very quickly changed their mind. Next ball cut, and again to backward point, and there's no run. Copsey, lovely rhythmical action. Stopping these nicely right on the spot here and proving very difficult to get away. 4 dot balls. Will Dedra look for a big shot here? Is it to mid-on? Won't get a run there. Fielder is Grace Gibbs. Her first involvement. Final ball of the over. Worked away behind square, and there's a little bit of an error here. Oh, it should have been a run out. Alice Copsey just unable to take the ball, found herself with her back to the stumps, and Harmer was able to get back and make her ground. Tight over nonetheless, just a single from it. And lightning cricket, 6 for 1 after 3 overs. Really dominant start by the fielding team. No real reason as yet to change the bowling around. Bryony Smith been more than happy with this pair, so Alexa Stonehouse to get her second over, the 4th of the match. And she comes, bowls, and this is hit away, the first boundary of the day. Lovely shot from Harmer. Through the covers and into the advertising boards in front of the Smith Cooper stand. Very elegant shot. It was needed. A lightning move into double figures, 10 on the board. Beth Harmer has 8 of them. Stonehouse, what she got by way of a response? Well, this one might just go away for another boundary. There's a forlorn dive on the ropes down here at third for Emma Jones. Can't get there. Back-to-back boundaries. The two batters had a little bit of a chat at the end of the last over, and clearly they've decided just to try and up the tempo a little bit, get the ball away. Beth Harmer able to do that. Harmer plays her county cricket for Lincolnshire. 20 years of age. She's studying sports coaching at Loughborough. Back-to-back boundaries, and unable to get anything on that one. Looked to be a quicker delivery from Stonehouse. It was flirting with the guidelines outside the off stump, but umpire Billy Taylor more than happy. Stonehouse bowls. Oh, full toss. Now that will be called, and has been. So it's a no ball. Might just have slipped a little bit. So a couple of 1 run to the total, but it will be a free hit. 15 for 1. Mustn't do it again, Alexa Stonehouse. So a free hit. Real opportunity here for Beth Harmer. And hits it away. Will be caught at backward point, but of course it was a free hit, so she can't be dismissed. Kaylee Moore underneath that. Beg your pardon, it's Ellis Cranston who took the catch. So they've crossed over. Dedra on strike. A fullish delivery outside the off stump. This over has got the Lightning a little bit of momentum in their innings. Still 1 ball to come, but 10 runs have been added up to this point. 16-year-old Stonehouse in again, bowls. Forces Dedra to go deep into a crease, plays defensively, and that is the end of the 4th over. Lightning cricket 16 for 1. So the side in yellow and dark blue with the early wicket, that of Sarah Bryce. First bowling change of the day, Grace Gibbs. Lewisham-born 26-year-old. Another one with a great wealth of experience, over 50 appearances in this format. Best of 5 for 11. That came last month, playing for Kent against Essex at Chelmsford, and starts with a good pacey delivery outside the off stump, which goes through to the keeper. Key member of this Stars lineup, Gibbs. Bowls again. Oh, this one's heaved away. That's a mighty blow on the leg side by Harmer. The first 6 of the day, signalled by umpire Jasmine Naeem. Pulled away with conviction. Ball has been retrieved. Going to have to be handed over to the umpire to be given a wipe with one of the cleansing towels that the umpires will carry. Huge blow there. It's the second delivery sent by Grace Gibbs. So the Lightning on to 22. It's a slight hold up here. I'm not sure the reason for the hold up. We've got a couple of the Stars squad players on the outfield, just running an errand or two. 22 for 1. It's too short, that delivery from Grace Gibbs, but really got the treatment. Harmer looks confident, but gets a better delivery here, plays it into the offside, and no addition to the total. Catherine Bryce, the Lightning skipper, the captain of the Scottish women, listed to come in next. Nice looking shot again, lifts it over extra cover. Probably be a couple of runs here. Don't think it's going to go all the way to the fence. No, 2 more. And Harmer leading the charge, has 21 from 14 deliveries. Playing very nicely indeed now. Took a time. Just have a look at the bowling in the first couple of overs. Lost Sarah Bryce in that second over. Here's Gibbs in onto the pads, in fact thudding into those pink coloured pads of the Lightning cricket side. 24 for 1 it remains. Both these sides have similar records in the longer format, the Rachel Hayo Flint trophy matches that they've played this year. Another one pulled away nicely on the leg side, and that'll find the rope as well. 4 more to Harmer. And that concludes the 5th over of the innings. Another double-digit over. Alexa Stonehouse's previous over went for 10. That one went for 12. And Lightning 28 for 1. Yes, in their 50 over matches, both these sides had equal records earlier in the campaign. 2 wins and 2 losses apiece, so they're both bunched in the middle part of the table. They actually meet each other right towards the back end of the summer down at Beckenham in September. Emma Jones is going to get the final over of the power play. Bowling from the pavilion end. First ball just defended by Dedra. Emma Jones came through the Essex Academy, studying veterinary science at Cambridge University. Dedra just a single, so down the leg side. That'll have to be re-bowled, one more to the total. Face 10 deliveries now. Sonia Dedra. Well, now it's time to push on. Next delivery. Oh, she chopped onto her stumps. Bottom edge. Down onto middle stump. And has to go. Never really looked comfortable. Sensed it was the time just to try and increase the momentum, but it's not worked out. Bottom edged it down onto the stumps. And a second breakthrough for the Stars this morning. Lightning 29 for 2. Sonia Dedra has been bowled by Grace Jones for just a single. That wicket coming up in the 6th over. So it's all been about Beth Harmer really. For the Lightning side, she has 25 out of the 29 scored. And will be greeted, I'm sure, by her captain in just a moment, Catherine Bryce, on her way out to the middle. 71st match at this level for Catherine Bryce. Large picture of it pops up on the screens here at Trent Bridge. Those of you watching the live stream might have seen an interview that Catherine did with Kirsty just before the start of play. There's a best of 73 not out in this format. Still 4 balls left in the power play. Here comes Emma Jones, bowls this one outside the off stump. Not exactly the friendly first delivery you want, just to work it away and get off the mark. It's good full pitch delivery. Stars captain Bryony Smith has popped herself in at slip here. Knows what a big wicket this would be if they can get Bryce early, but she's played this full toss away on the leg side. 30 for 2, bringing the dangerous Harmer back onto strike. Two out on the leg side fence. There's Jones bowling. Oh, that was a good delivery. Harmer was trying to pull it away towards the mid-wicket area, but flight of the ball deceived her there. Only just went over the top of middle. So 1 ball left in the power play. Important, I think, that Beth Harmer doesn't do anything silly here and surrenders her wicket cheaply. She's got herself in. More scoring opportunities once the power play's ended, that's for sure. In fact, she's hit this away and will get runs. Lifting it over the gully region, it'll run away. Brings up another boundary. So that was a splendid way to end the power play for Lightning. They did lose a wicket in that over. Sonia Dedra never really settled. Out for 1, faced 11 deliveries, 34 for 2. At the end of the power play, and Beth Harmer has 29 of them. So the fielding restrictions can be relaxed a little bit. I'm sure you know the format. 5 fielders can now go outside the circle. Right now there's only 4 outside the ring, so Brandy Smith just electing to keep a little bit of pressure. It's going to be Danny Gregory to bowl the 7th over. Bowls to Bryce, works it onto the leg side. Take a single. Phoebe Franklin doing the fielding. 35 for 2. Bryce on to 2, brings Harmer back on strike. Danny Gregory. Ball's got a little bit of turn there. Leg break bowler. That one just went the other way. 22 years of age. Ball's down the leg side. Nicely taken by wicket keeper Kira Chaffley. Bowler and keeper both play for Surrey. Have a degree of understanding, I'm sure. Harmer chops this into the offside, moves on to 30. 37 is the total. Grey, gloomy day. Wouldn't be the biggest surprise in the world if the floodlights aren't flicked on at some point. But right now they deem the light to be good enough. Catherine Bryce plays an elegant push into the gap on the offside. And one more to the total. Gregory tosses it up there, the ball hit into the offside. Of course, a number of England stars will be missing this round of matches in the Charlotte Edwards Cup. This first of 4 matches today played across the country. This one's hit back and nicely fielded by Gregory. 38 for 2, just 4 runs from that over. Matches later on today at Edgbaston and Headingley and Taunton. And of course those England stars away preparing for international duty. ODI tomorrow against India. So the likes of Freya Davis, Sophia Dunkley, Tash Farrand of course missing for the Stars, Tammy Beaumont for Lightning, Kaylee Moore to bowl the 8th over. From the pavilion end, 18 years of age, Kaylee. His first ball is drilled back to her, off-break bowler. There's a best of 3 for 8 in this format. Bowls with a good degree of control here. This one's just helped into the leg side for another single by Catherine Bryce. Just keeping the board ticking over. She's taken 4 singles for opening 6 deliveries. Beth Harmer push to backward point, fielded by Cranston. There's no run. That's a lovely shot, a real show of intent from Beth Harmer. Used her feet, get down the track, get to the pitch of the ball, and then played a very elegant extra cover drive. That's a high-class cricket shot. .43 for 2. Harmer has 34 of them. Next ball is bowled her through her defences. Lost her off stump there. Looks back ruefully. Not entirely sure. Now that got through as she looks back at the stricken middle and off stumps. And a really important wicket again for the Stars. 34 Beth Harmer made. Nice little innings, but has been bowled by Kaylee Moore. Batted for half an hour, faced 25 balls, hit 5 fours under 6. Abby Freeborn is the next batter in for Lightning, coming in at number 5. Originally hails from South Coast, born in Eastbourne, played a little bit of county cricket for Sussex, before moving up to represent Yorkshire a couple of years ago. Right-hand batter, 42nd appearance at this level. Real blow for Lightning. Losing Beth Harmer. It's going along so nicely. There's Kaylee Moore to conclude her first over. And Abby Freeborn is away. Single first ball, 44 for 3 at the end of the 8th over. An over that cost 6 runs. Wickets going down in the 2nd over, the 6th and the 8th. And Lightning, having won the toss and opted to bat first, a 44 for 3 in the first match of a doubleheader here at Trent Bridge, and the first match in the Charlotte Edwards Cup. A little bit more leg spin from Danny Gregory. First over went for 4 runs. Abby Freeborn is on strike. Next one is pulled out onto the leg side. They'll comfortably take a single. Catherine Bryce she'll be looking to get into her stride. She's faced half a dozen balls now. Gregory bowls. This one's hit forcefully. They'll take a single. Nicely stopped by Susie Rowe. When it was initially struck, thought it was coming straight down the ground for 4, but decent bit of work by Susie Rowe at mid-off. Single scampered nonetheless. Freeborn back on strike. She's going to pull it out onto the leg side. Just be 1 more to the total. Stars have got a vice-like grip on proceedings at the moment. Beth Harmer threatened to break free, and indeed did break 3, and getting 34 from 25 deliveries. Oh, there's a misfield. Oh dear, that's gone for 4. Ellis Cranston will be disappointed with that one. Chopped to backward point, went down to field it, and ball got away. Over the ropes at backward point for 4. First boundary in a while. First for Catherine Bryce, who's now on 9. Now she's been bowled. Losing her off stump. Lovely delivery, lovely flight from Danny Gregory. Terrific bit of bowling there. Bryce again, I think, looking to force it away towards the point area, playing with a bat angled towards the offside, and loses her off stump. And that is a massive wicket. Catherine Bryce bowled by Danny Gregory for 9. Just at the crease for 12 minutes, 9 balls. 51 for 4. In at 6 on the card for Lightning is Michaela Kirk. Hails from South Africa, playing a little bit for Nottinghamshire. often find her at the top of the order, but coming in at 6 in this particular contest. She'll be 22 this coming week. The 30th. When's that? Thursday? 38th appearance in this format. Best of 61 back in April. That was for Notts against Northants. She's away first ball. The end of the 9th over. 52 for 4. So wickets falling quite regularly in recent times. Wickets going down in the 6th, 8th and 9th over. 52 for 4. Gregory 2 overs 1 for 12. Kaylee Moore 1 over 1 for 6. I think she's going to get another over. She is. Michaela Kirk just taking guard from umpire Billy Taylor. More than half the innings remain, 11 overs left, but a partnership needed. There is more. Balls to Kirk. Clips it to mid-on, no run. Outside the off stump, and that's driven away nicely. It's a backward point. Going to settle for 1. Had it been a more pressing issue later on in the piece, then probably could have taken on the arm and come back for 2 there, but a rebuilding job essential, so they settle for a single. 53 for 4. Abby Freeborn back on strike. More bowls. Freeborn a little push and run into the offside. And there's 1 more to the total. In decent form recently, Michaela Kirk, 57 fortnight ago in a Rachel Hale Flint win for Loughborough Lightning. That over the Sunrisers at Loughborough. Bryony Smith very active in her field placings. Next ball is bowling. Michaela Kirk. Again, lovely flight. Cross-batted shot. The Lightning lose their 5th. Probably fair to say. They're in a little bit of trouble now at 54 for 5. Some of their bigger names, more experienced players have now disappeared before the halfway stage in this contest. The Stars bowlers have been right on the money. Michaela Kirk, the latest to go, just faced 5 balls and has been bowled by Kaylee Moore for 2. Theresa Graves arrives in the middle with the brightest pink pads of the day, and with work ahead. Twin sister Yvonne in the squad, but didn't make the final 11. So it's down to Theresa to uphold the family name and reputation here. The twins born in Halifax, Yorkshire. But Theresa now plays for Notts. First ball is an absolute beauty, and that's a really high quality over from Kaylee Moore. 2 overs, 2 for 8 her figures, and Lightning are reeling at 54 for 5. Well, everything that Bryony Smith has touched in terms of bowling changes has pretty much turned to gold. keep Danny Gregory on, I think, from this end. It'll be her third over. Not much by way of a partnership so far. Dedra and Harmer putting 26 on for the second wicket. Dedra's contribution just one. There's Gregory bowling. This one's heaved into the leg side by Abby Freeborn. One more to the total, and I'm sure whatever sort of score that Lightning wanted to put on the board or would consider to be a par score, the start of the contest might just be having a bit of a reappraisal here. 55 for 5. First ball to Theresa Graves. Hit down the ground on the bounce to Susie Rowe. It's Gregory bowling. One just hurried on to Graves, able to defend it. Some very accurate bowling, and 4 dismissals coming by way of the batter being bowled. 55 for 5. That one's called a wide by Jasmine Naeem, the umpire. Next delivery cut away into the offside. Single taken by Theresa Graves, who's up and running. 57 for 5. This one's swept away behind square. Hard work at the moment for Lightning, but really can't afford to lose another wicket here. And this little spell of the game, need this pair just to nudge the ball around if they can for the next 3 or 4 overs. This one's chipped just short of Susie Rowe, committed herself to going for the ball, and in the end dive forward, couldn't get there, and the ball eluded it. They take a single. 59 for 5. So 5 runs coming from that over. Rattling along here at a brisk old pace as well, the South East Stars. They've been playing for around about 42, 43 minutes already. We've had 11 overs. Lightning 59 for 5. They've lost Sarah Bryce for 1, Beth Harmer 34, Sonia Dedra for 1, Catherine Bryce made 9, and Michaela Kirk out for 2. Kaylee Moore with 2 of the wickets. She's going to get her 3rd over. This one pushed into the offside for a single. Really has been a very devastating spell this by the Stars, with Gregory and Moore between them. 3 for 26 now in the 6th over. This one's hit away onto the leg side, and we will get the first boundary for quite some time here by Abby Freeborn. Just managed to bisect a couple of fielders out there on the fence, and for the first time in a while, just a little bit of a blast from the fire machines. Bursts of fire just fired up into the air in front of the U-Energy stand there. 64 for 5. Welcome boundary. Next ball from Kaylee Moore, driven into the offside for 4 more. Back-to-back boundaries. Not seen runs coming as freely as this since Beth Harmer departed. It's Abby Freeborn. Just giving the home side a little bit of a fillip here. 68 for 5. Next ball will be cut away. Just one this time, I think. Nice clean pick-up out there by Emma Gray. Good throw in. 69 for 5. Freeborn then has 15 from 9 balls. Most expensive over for a while. And it's not finished yet as Theresa Graves now bunts this down the ground for a single. Ambulance just trying to weave its way through the traffic on the Loughborough Road there. Traffic built up for the traffic lights and the ambulance trying to get through. Next one's clipped away by Freeborn. Take the single, she'll retain the strike. And Abby Freeborn has 16, Theresa Graves 4. We've had 12 overs out of the allocation of 20, and Lightning 71 for 5. 12 runs coming from that particular over. Means that Kaylee Moore's figures are now 3 overs, 2 for 20. Had 6 different bowlers used up to this point, and looks as if Danny Gregory is going to be the first of them to bowl out. 3 overs, 1 for 17 with a leg spin. This is going to be her final over. Bowling to Abby Freeborn, who clips this to deepish mid-wicket, fielded by Phoebe Franklin. 72 for 5. Gregory, full toss. Theresa Graves was quickly onto that, but couldn't find the gap in the field. Gets a single. Grace Gibbs coming in from the long on fence to field. A number of these Lightning players played here a couple of years ago when played against the Lancashire Thunder. 74 for 5. That was part of a double header. And later on today, 3 o'clock this afternoon, Notts Outlaws facing Lancashire Lightning here in the Vitality Blast. 74 for 5. Gregory again played away for another single. Bryony Smith will, I'm sure, be fairly happy at the moment, but captains are always greedy and want the bowler to pick up another wicket here if they can. Danny Gregory just got 2 balls left, first of which is played into the offside. Out to Cranston, single taken. 76 for 5. This partnership gathering legs already, 22 they've added. That was played very late, almost off the stumps. No run comes from it. 76 for 5. That's the end of Danny Gregory. 4 overs, 1 for 22. Very decent spell indeed. Picked up the wicket of Catherine Bryce as well. Very useful wicket. Looks as if the skipper's going to have a go. Bryony Smith will be the 7th bowler to be used. Right arm off spin, bowls to Abby Freeborn, helps this onto the leg side for a single. '73rd T20 match for Bryony Smith. Mother of the Surrey contingent. Freeborn back on strike, has 20. Again, levering this out onto the leg side for another single. Partnership up to 25. the wicket now, and next one's cut square of the wicket on the offside, just a single. The board ticking round 80 for 5. Wickets went down at 3, 29, 43, 51 and 54, and must admit at 54 for 5 he began to fear for lightning. Next one's played away behind square. They'll run hard for 2 and will get home. Good fielding by Cranston again. So a couple of runs to Abby Freeborn. She's on 23 from just 16 balls here. Moves across the stumps, again to help it onto the leg side. Playing that shot nicely and effectively. Will retain the strike, 83 for 5. So Bryony Smith's first over went for 7. Have to be a change at this end because Danny Gregory has bowled out. Good to see a few more people have popped into Trent Bridge since the match started. Here for the long haul, most of them, with the Outlaws facing Lancashire Lightning later. Grace Gibbs is going to come back for her second over. First one went for 12 early on. She ran into Beth Harmer, who just decided it was time to try and make the most of those power play overs. Abby Freeborn in a similar state of mind at the moment, trying to get on with things. Gibbs to Freeborn. First delivery just angled back in towards that leg stump and it's played away on the leg side. Freeborn eager to retain strike if she can. Wanted 2 there, but I think it was a wise call from Theresa Graves to send her back. Next delivery hit to mid-on. Alexa Stonehouse doing the fielding. Picked up the first wicket of the day, that of Sarah Bryce. .84 for 5. Next one is driven crisply. I don't think... Yeah, oh, it's well stopped indeed. Just about to say, I don't think Alexa Stonehouse will get there, but really athletic bit of fielding. Did very, very well indeed there. Gibbs in again. Past the outside edge, through to the keeper, Freeborn. Trying to play that shot away through the offside. She's been more productive pulling to leg, but it's a very difficult delivery to try and get away on the leg side. 8-10 inches outside off stump. Gibbs in again, nice and full. Will field off her own bowling, and then has the presence of mind and maybe got a shout as well, just to turn and shy towards the stumps. But Theresa Graves, who had backed up quite a long way, was on her way back. Might even have been obscuring the stumps from where Gibbs was. 85 for 5. Glad to have you along as we move towards the end of Saturday morning. We'll be nudging into Saturday afternoon in the next few moments, as this one's helped away onto the leg side for a single. 86 for 5, and that was a top over indeed from Grace Gibbs. 3 runs from it. Just keeping the pressure on the Lightning batters. 86 for 5. Graves has 9, Freeborn 26. Partnership of 32, which It's the largest of the innings. So 5 overs to go. Bryony Smith will bowl the first of them. This one's swept away, and that might go all the way to the fence. It will indeed. So that's a useful start of the over. These are very welcome runs from Abby Freeborn for the home side. Moves on to 30. Was full on the pads, and Freeborn read it nicely, met it nicely, swept it away for 4. Bryony Smith decides she's going to come back over the wicket to Freeborn as the sun makes a welcome appearance. And she's bowled it. Freeborn again trying to heave it away to the leg side. Just the change of approach coming back over the wicket from Bryony Smith paying dividends. And Freeborn, who's played a very decent hand there, goes for 30. And it's 90 for 6. Nice and full, and Abby Freeborn had favoured that hit to leg. Batted for 26 minutes, faced 23 balls, and hit 3 fours. Has gone for 30, 90 for 6. Coming in at number 8 on the card. Another very experienced player, Kirsty Gordon, England international. Hails from Aberdeenshire. Played a little bit of county cricket for Nottinghamshire also. Well, know a lot of the opposition, of course. Spent time playing for Kent. 90 for 6. First ball outside the off stump goes through to the keeper. This over has turned quite dramatically for Bryony Smith. Swept away for 4 first ball. And the wicket, big wicket of Abby Freeborn. Now a couple of decent deliveries first up here to Kirsty Gordon. 90 for 6 it remains. Next ball just clipped away on the leg side. Kirsty Gordon is away. 91 for 6. That's the end of the 16th over. So 36 added for the 6th wicket between Graves and Freeborn. 4 overs to go. They push on and get something in the order of 120 here. 30 from the last 4 overs. Give them something to bowl at. Going to be Grace Gibbs. 2 overs, none for 15 to bowl the 17th over. Kirsty Gordon surveys the field. And then chops it away to backward point. Well stopped by Cranston, but they'll take a single. All runs very welcome right now. Gibbs is in. mistimed pull. Could they get back for two? Will they chance it? No. They were both in half a mind that might be worth it, but might also be a catastrophic error. So common sense kicked in the end. 93 for 6. Graves has faced 15 balls for a 10. Perhaps time to cut loose. We'll push into the offside, and again be a restriction of just one run. 94 for 6. Next ball off down the leg side. Again, a mistimed pull. Once more, they'll only have a single. 3 players we haven't yet seen for Lightning: Nancy Harmon, Sophie Munro and Grace Ballinger. All have their pads on now, seated down there in front of the pavilion, watching on. 95 for 6. Kirsty Gordon's on strike. Go through to the keeper. Final ball of the 17th over upcoming. Gibbs in again. Pushed once more into the offside. 96 for 6. So 5 from that over. I think the Stars would probably take 3 more overs like that. 15 more runs, give them a target of 112 or thereabouts. Captain to continue. Bryony Smith, 2 overs, 1 for 12. Balls left in the innings. Kirsty Gordon on strike, comes down the track and drills it straight back to the bowler, and that's a very, very good catch. High quality cricket from Bryony Smith. She had to be alert, great reflexes. Real shame for Kirsty Gordon, of course, just looking to get on with things, try and find some useful lower order runs. But Perish's caught and bowled sharp catch from Bryony Smith, and Gordon has gone for 4. 96 for 7. Nancy Harmon will come in at number 9. Leicestershire player, 21 years of age. Another one who's currently studying at Loughborough University. Previously played a county cricket down at Sussex. Really was a sharp catch from Bryony Smith. Now has figures of 2 for 12. Single anywhere on the leg side if Nancy Harmon wants to just drop it there and run. She doesn't, she pushes it into the cover region in the gap. And there's away. 97 for 7. So Theresa Graves, been there a wee while, now faced 16 deliveries. Does she have the firepower, the weaponry to find the boundary? She's hit that one crisply enough, but straight to mid-off, and there's no run. Susie Rowe, nice clean bit of fielding. inside the discs. 97 for 7. Next one helped into the leg side. I think there'll only be a single. 98 on the board. Top score Beth Harmer with 34. Abby Freeborn made 30. There's a risky push and run, but can't be gathered cleanly there on the offside by Kaylee Moore, and they take the single. 99 for 7. Final ball of the 18th over. Smith bowls, hit down the ground. That's a big blow, but straight to the fielder and caught. Theresa Graves trying to take on Bryony Smith. And, really good connection. Picked out the one fielder in the deep there and has to go. It's 99 for 8. Grace Gibbs, safe pair of hands. Theresa Graves batted for nearly half an hour, faced 19 balls for her 12. 99 for 8 when she goes, and that's a third wicket for Bryony Smith. 3 for 15 she has right now. Sophie Munro coming in at 10 in the order. So 2 wickets in that over for Bryony Smith. 3 overs, 3 for 15 for the Stars captain. There's 12 balls left in the innings. Emma Gray being brought back. I beg your pardon. Emma Jones being brought back. Oh, that's a vicious delivery. She says sorry, slips, and it was over the stumps, but Sophie Munro just had to get out of the way quickly. So a free hit here. 100 is brought up with that no ball. There's Jones in. Bowles helped away onto the leg side. Goes over Phoebe Franklin, and they'll come back for 2. Just slowly turning into a pleasant enough day now. A little bit of warmth. You sense out there, the sun breaking through the clouds, bit of blue sky. Jones in again, once more a leg side pull this time. No chance of a run. Phoebe Franklin, quick. Really good fielder there in that mid-wicket area. 102 for 8. Jones in, to Munro. Taken the aerial route, but she's got away with this. Only going to be another single. 103 for 8. 9 balls left in the innings. Too much really to hope for a little bit of crash bang wallop cricket from 9, 10 and 11 in the order, but Lightning will be very grateful if they can get another 10 or a dozen runs here. This is clipped away, and there is a boundary. Lovely looking shot from Nancy Harmon. It's a delivery of full length from Emma Jones, and a sweet bit of timing away to the mid-wicket fence. Lovely looking shot. So useful contribution already from Nancy Harmon. 6 from 3. Jones in again to bowl to it Push to point, and there's an opportunity here of run out. It's a direct hit, I think, and she's gone. Cranston doing the fielding, and that's a little bit of a shame. Might just need to check a replay or two to see if it was a direct hit or whether the wicketkeeper Chathlet removed the bails as she gathered the ball. But either way, good bit of fielding from Cranston, and it's 107 for 9. So Monroe out for 3. There's just one batter left to come. Grace Ballinger down at the bottom of the card for Lightning Cricket. 107 for 9. She makes her way out to the middle. Seven balls remain in the innings. 107 for 9. Home side are going to have to bowl really well and field well, take their catches, any opportunities that come their way. Stars will clearly be the happier of the two sides right now, you'd imagine. Fancy their chances of chasing down a score which is likely to be under 120, even with a decent last few balls here for Lightning. So Grace Ballinger, left-hander, first lefty we've seen out there, and the first ball banged in short. A look from Jasmine Naeem, the umpire, to Billy Taylor at square leg. He says it's okay, and that's the end of the over. The end of Emma Jones, 2 overs, 1 for 14. 107 for 9. Final over will be bowled by Bryony Smith. 3 for 15. Figures right now. Lightning could do with 1 or 2 balls in this over finding the boundary. Comes down the track, and she's hit it into the deep and gone first ball. Terrific stuff from Bryony Smith, who finishes with a 4 for 107 all out. Always a little bit of a batting catastrophe. You can't bat the overs out. Finished on 107 with 5 balls left unused. And Bryony Smith, 4 for 15. Very much take a lot of the bowling plaudits, but it has been a team effort, terrific effort there. Harmon falling again. Good save catch in the deep by Grace Gibbs. Beth Harmon, beg your pardon, Nancy Harmon, out for 6, 107 all out. And I think at this stage of the contest, the South East Stars will be delighted with how things have gone. Having lost the toss, been asked to bowl first. Got off to a really tidy start, miserly start. Got Sarah Bryce out in the second over, only 3 on the board. Then a partnership of 25 before Dedra fell in the 6th over, and it was pretty much a steady procession after then. Beth Harmer top scored with 34, Abby Freeborn 30, but apart from them there was only Theresa Graves with 12 who got into double figures. Pick of the bowlers, the captain Bryony Smith bowled the back end of the innings, finished with 3.1 overs, 4 for 15. Kaylee Moore 3 overs, 2 for 20. Danny Gregory 4 overs, 1 for 22. Emma Jones 2 overs, 1 for 14. Grace Gibbs 3 overs, none for 20. Took a couple of good catches in the deep under pressure late on. Alexa Stonehouse, one of the 2 16-year-olds that opened the bowling, 2 overs, 1 for 13. on her Stars debut, the other 16-year-old. Alice Capsey, 2 overs, none for 3, very miserly indeed. So we've reached the halfway stage of this contest, with Lightning having put 107 runs on the board. It's over to the Stars now and their batting lineup to see if they can chase down 108. There'll be obviously a brief intermission whilst the teams change over. I'm sure they'll be back out there playing in around about 8 or 9 minutes time, and once again, as soon as they return to the middle, we'll pick up with the commentary. So welcome back to Trent Bridge, everybody, for the resumption of this game in the Charlotte Edwards Cup between Lightning and South East Stars. Lightning, the East Midlands based team, basically covers the Nottinghamshire, Derbyshire, Leicestershire areas, also includes Loughborough University and Lincolnshire as well. The South East Stars predominantly made up of players who represent Kent and Surrey. The South East Stars, well known to regular cricket watchers and viewers over the last few years. Lightning in this format, the T20 format, have dropped the Loughborough part of their name, if you like, that we have become accustomed to in the Rachel Hayo Flint. So it's predominantly the same set of players, coached by Rob Taylor. They're on the way out to the middle, following skipper Catherine Bryce, knowing they've got to bowl and field really well here to prevent the South East Stars getting off to a winning start. 108 is the target, and an early wicket or two may well make this one very interesting. South East Stars really did well with the ball, led by skipper Bryony Smith. 4 for 15, her figures. So it looks very much as if Grace Ballinger is going to open the bowling. The tall left armour going to get things up and running. 18-year-old, born in Birmingham. Smith and Cranston are the two batters for the Stars, so the captain leading from the front. She's on strike, so here we go. Ballinger to Smith, first ball right on the money and defended out onto the offside. The two fielders, one at deep backward square, one down at third. There's Ballinger in again to Smith, who again cuts into the offside. And there's no run. Lightning in their familiar purple strip with the pink caps. South East Stars, the yellow and dark blue. Could start this from Grace Ballinger. Worked her way through the Warwickshire age groups. And this has pulled away their third ball of the opening over. Brings an early boundary for Bryony Smith. Ballinger, a student of English literature at Loughborough University. Had one or two injury problems over the last 12 months. What she got by way of a comeback after that Smith boundary, fires one outside the off stump, which goes through to the keeper. Early wickets required by the home side here. Smith clips it to mid-wicket. Nicely fielded. No opportunity of a run there. This one wide of the guidelines and called as such. Nice looking shot. Lifts it up and over. One bounce and away for 4. So, very positive approach to things here from Bryony Smith. Couple of boundaries in that over and the wide. So 9 runs on the board already. South East Stars on their way. Have already brought the runs required down to double digits. 99 required. Bryony Smith looks in good form. From the far end, it's going to be Sophie Munro. All the second over. One of the Nottinghamshire contingent in the Lightning lineup. 21 year. Well, in fact, she's going to be 21 in August. Not too far away. Best bowling in this format, 3 for 10. Spending a little bit of time here with the skipper setting the field. Left-hander on strike is Ailish Cranston. Fielded very nicely for the Stars earlier on. Took a catch and executed a run out as well. Saved a lot of runs on the Fox Road side of the ground. Sophie Munro going to go round the wicket then to the left-hander. Passed umpire Billy Taylor. First ball just clipped away gently on the leg side. Fairly easy single taken. And we'll have to swap over now for the right-handed Smith. Lightning score looks to be under par. You just never know. There's Munro bowls. That's pulled away. That'll be 4. Third boundary already for Bryony Smith. Looks in good touch here. England international, of course. Played 3 T20 internationals back in 2018. Made the ODI side a year later. Sure harbours hopes of getting back into the thoughts of the national selectors. Eye-catching performance here. Might just help her do that. 4 for 15 with the ball, and already 12 not out from 7 balls. Great deal of thought being implemented here into the field placings, as you'd expect. 5 in the ring on the offside now, saving a single. 2 out. Going square on the leg side, and Bryony Smith will just drop it towards the square leg umpire and takes another single. Moves on to 13, 15 without loss. The target 108. Stars looking to get their first points on the board. Munro going back round the wicket to the left-hander. This one's chopped away by Cranston. Will get a single. Dedra doing the fielding. 16 without loss. This would have been the sort of start that Lightning would have hoped for, but they didn't get it. Just a succession of singles in the early overs. This one's pulled away immediately for 6 by Bryony Smith. absolutely gave that a wallop. Banged in halfway down by Sophie Munro. And that's a real statement of intent from Bryony Smith. 6 now to go with her 3-4. She's 19 not out. Next ball is driven away, and that's well stopped at mid-on. Does mean that Smith will keep strike, but almost found a gap there for another boundary. So 23 have come from the first couple of overs. Sophie Munro going for 14 in her first over. Smith has 20, Cranston has 2. The Stars well on their way. If you're enjoying the coverage, enjoying seeing the start of this new competition, and intend on following it further next week, these sides obviously a little further afield. The South East Stars return home. They face Central Sparks down in Canterbury on the county ground there in Canterbury, and Lightning also heading south. They play the Southern Vipers at Arundel. Beautiful at Arundel. Both those games next Saturday. I'm sure there'll be streamed coverage, or would hope so, for you to follow their fortunes. 23 without loss. The third over here about to be bowled by Catherine Bryce, the Lightning skipper, and the first ball is just run away, thickish outside edge by Bryony Smith for 4. Captain getting the better of captain. And that's a sparkling start from Bryony Smith. 24 not out from just 11 balls. Wants to get this done and dusted by the looks of it. There's Bryce in again. Another heave onto the leg side. It's going to clear deep mid-wicket and go for 6 more. It was a decent attempt out there on the fence by Michaela Kirk. Just couldn't quite leap high enough. 6 more. Smith on to 30. Stars have 33. Bryce has started for 6. Hit crisply to mid-on. Beth Harmer doing the fielding, and a presence of mind to show at the stumps as well, but Cranston hadn't gone anywhere. Eilish Cranston got the best seat in the house, really, to watch Bryony Smith here. Been at the non-striker's end pretty much throughout. Short and again pulled away. This one gives Kirk a chance. She's caught it. Fabulous catch, Michaela Kirk. Terrific leap and a great pair of hands. That is wonderful. And her teammates all without exception rush out to congratulate her. What a brilliant bit of work from Michaela Kirk. And off goes Bryony Smith. She's been caught in the deep for 30. And Lightning needed that. South East Stars 33 for 1 as they lose their skipper. Sensational bit of work. Really was from Michaela Kirk. She had a little teaser that went a foot higher than that earlier in the over, just over her head, but she timed her jump to perfection. Really was going like a tracer bullet, but she hung on. Great catch. And how significant might that be in an hour from now? Alice Capsey coming to the crease at number 3 in the order. Bowled a couple of tidy overs at the start of the day. 2 overs, none for 3. Just 16 years of age, 17 next month. Another of the Surrey contingent. High score of 51 in this format. Great moment for Michaela Kirk there. She'll always remember that. First time she played at Trent Bridge. Plucking one out of the sky. Catherine Bryce will have been delighted as well. Figures were threatening to get a bit of a hammering If that had gone for 6 as well. Single for Capsy, first up. 34 for 1. Now you just wonder if Lightning might be able to put the brakes on the Stars scoring here, just squeeze them a little bit and perhaps try and build up the pressure and maybe get another wicket. 34 for 1. Cranston, who's only faced 2 balls so far, taking guard from Jasmine Naeem. She's not been down that end yet. Catherine Bryce will go round the wicket to the left-hander. Final ball of the over. Bowles pulled onto the leg side. Single will be gathered. 35 for 1 after 3 overs. Just by way of comparison, at this stage Lightning was 6 for 1. They really were slow out of the gate and lost Sarah Bryce in the second over. Struggled to get any momentum. In truth, throughout the innings, Beth Harmer played nicely for her 34, and late on Abby Freeborn also got herself up to 30. 35 for 1. Kirsty Gordon going to bowl the 4th over. So Catherine Bryant going with experience here. Slow left arm spinner. So left armour to left-hander. Cranston on strike. This is met on the full with a leg side sweep for another single. Cranston faced 4 balls and scored 4 singles from them. 36 for 1 here at Trent Bridge, the first match in the Charlotte Edwards Cup. And we're pleased to have you with us for coverage of this inaugural match in the new competition, the Women's Domestic T20 competition, now named after English women's most capped player, Charlotte Edwards, CBE. 36 for 1, the Stars. This is tickled fine. It may well have been off the pad. Wasn't a great deal of pace in it. They get a single. Yeah, Billy Taylor is our umpire at the pavilion end. Signals leg by. Billy Taylor, who is a right arm medium fast seamer. Played down on the south coast for Sussex and Hampshire. 37 for 1. Next ball swept away by Cranston for another single. Stars need 70. Next ball nicely blocked. Got a little bit of time here. This pair, Capsy and Cranston, just play themselves in. Shouldn't be too difficult a task. 70 from 16 overs after this one. In fact, she's come down the track here. Nice looking shot from Alice Capsy. Got a boundary through extra cover. Got to the pitch of that one. Played it very competently and confidently indeed. Away for 4. One ball left in the 4th over. 42 already on the board. This one's going to be fielded by Kirsty Gordon. End of her first over. Went for 7 runs in all, and at the moment South East Stars certainly plotting a path towards the 2 points. Done well with the ball and in the field, and have made a decent start. They have lost their skipper though, Bryony Smith, out for 30, so a fine all-round match. Bryony Smith 4 for 15 with the ball, 30 with the bat. But that doesn't necessarily guarantee she'll finish on the winning side. Does need the rest of her side just to get the job done. Catherine Bryce to bowl the third over, and this one's hit. Oh, thought she'd picked out mid-on, but was clear of the fielder and away for 4. Another look at that again. It was certainly the aerial route and only just lifted over the head of Sophie Munro. Cranston on to 9. There's Bryce round the wicket, bowls this time a textbook defensive block from the left-handed Cranston. Bryce bowls. This one's up in the air. I think it'll fall just to the left of Sonia Dedra. It does indeed. Single taken. Next ball worked away nicely by Capsey. Nice bit of timing there. Out in the deep. Should come back for 2. They are safely run. Enterprising little partnership developing here. 16 from 12 balls. Both batting with good intent. Looking to get on with things. Nice late cut. Going to bring Capsey a couple more. That's the 50 up. In the 5th over, 51 for 1. Nearly halfway, just 57 more required here. Next ball, driven to mid-on, a shy at the stumps, and Beth Harmon narrowly misses. I think Capsey might well have gone had that been a direct hit. Opportunities have got to be taken by the home side. Not got enough runs to play with. 10 from that over, 52 for 1 after 5. Capsey has 10, Cranston has 10, and Catherine Bryce 2 overs, 1 for 22. Is she going to turn? Sonia Dedra being given the 6th over. It's a best of 4 for 25 in this format. Taken 66 T20 wickets. Sarah Bryce electing to stand up to the stumps to Dedra, who bustles it through at a decent enough pace. 52 for 1. Alice Capsey's on strike. First ball is just pushed gently to mid-on, no run. Dedra in again. That's a big hit down the ground for 4. Capsey not holding back, certainly has come out there full of ambition and no little confidence, going after her shots, and it was a nice clean connection. 56 for 1, so they are, as they say, over the hill, past the halfway point. Adjustment to the field. Long on situated. Should be 2 here. That's nicely played onto the leg side in the gap. They will come back for a couple. Good running between Capsey and Cranston. Capsey on to 16. Faced just 11 balls. Taking the fight to the home attack and gets this one through the offside, threaded that through the little gap there between point and cover. Gets 4 more. He's played some very nice shots here. That's certainly one of the innings of the day up to this point. Alice Capsey. Remember, she's still only 16, 17 in August. Next ball down the leg side, that'll have to be re-bowled. $63 for 1, 45 more. Will do the job for the South East Stars. Again, just helped away off the thigh pad. Well, off the bat, but the delivery just deflected away off the hip there. Fairly routine shot for players of this standard. 64 for 1. Long on in position for the left-handed Cranston. Final ball of the power play overs. Went for the pull, didn't get anything on it. And at the end of the 6th over, South East Stars 64 for 1. At the same stage, Lightning were 34 for 2. So huge gulf between the two sides, and in truth, there's been quite a difference between the performance levels of both sides up to this point. 64 for 1, the Stars. Lightning lost too many wickets too quickly, losing their middle order, losing wickets in the 6th, 8th, 9th and 10th over to leave themselves 54 for 5. It really was a stiff challenge from there. Probably did well to get over 100 from that situation, but didn't get many more. Bryony Smith making a quick fire 30 at the top of the order, faced just 14 balls. Certainly destroyed any plans or thoughts they'd have had about keeping it tight in the early stages of the Stars innings. 64 for 1. New over to be bowled by, board says Catherine Bryce. I don't think that is Catherine Bryce. It's Sophie Munro going to have another over. It is indeed. First over went for 14. Sophie Munro bowls. Now this one's chipped up in the air. There's 2 of them going for it, and it's taken by Dedra. Comfortably held. Very nearly a collision there, but that's the end of Alice Capsey, who's played a nice innings. And Sonia Dedra has come on, picked up a wicket straight away. And it's 64 for 2. Sophie, or Dedra with the catch, I beg your pardon. Sophie Munro with the wicket. Captaincy out for 21. So the first ball, once the power play overs had concluded, brings a wicket. Is there a little bit of hope still for Lightning? Alex Captaincy out for 21. New batter is Phoebe Franklin. Fielded very nicely earlier on. 23 years of age, plays for Kent. Has a best of 51 in this format. They did cross while the ball was in the air, so it will be Cranston on the strike. Done remarkably well, only to face 9 deliveries so far, Ailish Cranston. She sort of watched at the other end as Bryony Smith dominated the strike and the scoring earlier on, and then pretty much did the same in that partnership with Alice Captaincy. So it's going to be Sophie Munro to bowl to the left-hander. 64 for 2, 44 required. There is Munro. Bowls past the outside edge. It goes through to the keeper, Sarah Bryce. Monroe bowls. Nice looking drive into the offside. Single taken, but that's all. Certainly only going to be a constant clatter of wickets here that's going to get Lightning back into contention. So Phoebe Franklin on strike for the first time. Sophie Munro bowls to it. Nice and full, in fact 2 full. Pushed to mid-wicket and there's no addition to the total. Smith out for 30, Captaincy out for 21. Both scoring their runs at a good old rate. Has given the Stars a really decisive hold on this game up to this point. Next delivery, nice and full. Good delivery from Munro. Well kept out from Franklin. Just 1 run from this over so far. Can she close it out with another fine delivery? Restrict them to either a dot or even better pick up a wicket. It's a dot ball pushed up to Beth Harmer at mid-on. That's the end of the over. 65 for 2, so a wicket and 1 run from that over. Stars 65 for 2. Phoebe Franklin yet to score. Ailish Cranston has 11. Watching the live stream from Trent Bridge of this Charlotte Edwards Cup match. First round of matches taking place today. It's competition with 8 teams in. 65 for 2. Two groups, the top 2 in each group go through to the semi-finals and final later in the season. Bowling again, Kirsty Gordon. This one's gone down the leg side. In fact, it's been called a wide, and they obviously went through for the run as well, so that's a couple to the total. Gordon's first over went for 7. "41 more runs will do the job for the South East Stars." Phoebe Franklin on strike, yet to score. Cuts this to backward point. Fielded by Nancy Harmon. Gordon in again, bowls. This is hit down the ground by Phoebe Franklin. She just stands and admires it. She knew she'd got hold of that, and it's gone all the way for 6. That's a big blow. That's a lovely looking shot. Very impressive indeed. What a way to get off the mark. 73 for 2. Just opened her shoulders and drove it magnificently down the ground, aiming towards, in fact, her own teammates. Just congregated there at the base of what they call here at Trent Bridge the Batman board, the Batman scoreboard. All the South East stars, the coaching staff, and the other players watching on, all sat there in a group. And set another one in that general direction. We'll pick up another boundary this time. So yet to score at the start of the over. 2 blows, she's into double figures, 6 and a 4. And the finishing line rapidly coming into sight here for the South East Stars. They require 31 more. And the board tells us there are 74 balls remaining. I'm not entirely sure how many of those we'll see. Gordon bowls down the leg side. That'll have to be re-bowled as well. Well, no, it won't. Must have brushed a pad or the trousers on the way through to the keeper. Certainly well down the leg side. 77 for 2. There's Kirsty Gordon. Tosses it up. And again a drive down the ground by Franklin, who has a little look at this one. 1 bounce. 4. Very effective stroke play from Phoebe Franklin. 6 and 2 fours in that over. 81 for 2. Kirsty Gordon has gone for 22 from her 2 overs. Phoebe Franklin has 14 of them. Ailish Cranston 11 not out. We've only had 8 overs at the same stage. Lightning were 44 for 3. So 27 more needed. Catherine Bryant running out of options here. Sophie Munro, who got a decent previous over. Going to bowl her 3rd. She's 2 overs 1 for 15. Cranston, the left-hander, on strike, and she's hit one now. Oh, just out of reach. When she first struck it, I thought she was destined to find the boundary rope down here, but she nearly picked out Beth Armour, who gave it her best shot. Dived through the air, couldn't quite hang on. Well, she didn't get to the ball, but couldn't quite get to it. It's a very decent effort. 82 for 2. Brings Franklin onto strike to face Munro for the first time. Had a little go at that, and perhaps fortunate it didn't clean her up. 82 for 2. 26 more required. It's the first of 2 games here at Trent Bridge. If you've enjoyed this one, be sure to join us for the 3 o'clock start for Notts against Lancashire. The men doing their thing in the blast. This one is blocked. They met at Old Trafford last Sunday and it was a tie. So it should be enough to whet your appetite to come back and join us at 3 o'clock. Game towards the very top end of the North Group. Here, 82 for 2 in the Charlotte Edwards Cup. This one's hit up in the air, out on the leg side, and it's gone to ground. There was an opportunity there to get rid of Phoebe Franklin, but it was spilled. It was a difficult one. Kirsty Gordon, who's not had a great day up to this point, ran round, got a hand to it, couldn't hang on. 2 more to Franklin, who moves on to 16, 84 for 2. Munro bowls wide of the off stump. Difficult ball to score from that one. runs away from the Radcliffe Road end bowls. Just hit crisply up to Dedra at mid-off. There's no run. That's the end of the 9th over. Sophie Munro at least is keeping a tight lid on things. She's bowled 3 overs, 1 for 18. Catherine Bryant desperate for wickets. She's going to turn to at the pavilion end. Meanwhile, the two batters have a chat. Ailish Cranston's been there since the start. She only faced 12 deliveries, so that's 2 of the 9 overs she's faced. Grace Ballinger bowled the first over of the innings. Going to come back for the 10th. Left armour, Ballinger. Looks as if Sarah Bryce is going to stand up to the stumps. Cranston's taken a fresh guard. Always an ominous sign for the fielding side when the batter's been there a while and takes a fresh guard. 84 for 2. Here's Ballinger in to bowl to it. This one's clubbed down the ground and should be out, and is out. And Cranston goes for 12. Ballinger with the wicket. Never got hold of it, just hit it to mid-on. Ball hung up in there for a while. Nicely taken. Beth Harmer with the safe hands, 84 for 3. 24 more required. Shouldn't become a problem for South East Stars. Cranston out for 12, batted for 40 minutes. Faced 13 balls and hit the 1 boundary. New batters, Grace Gibbs. 26-year-old. We saw with ball in hand a little earlier on in the piece. 3 overs, none for 20. Took a couple of good catches in the deep towards the back end of the innings though. Comes to the middle as perhaps the finisher in this South East Stars side. She'll be charged with getting them over the line here. 24 required. Best part of 11 overs left. As I say, it shouldn't be an issue. Ballinger has her first wicket of the day. Ball was in the air long enough for Phoebe Franklin to get herself down onto strike. Already seen how dangerous she can be. Ballinger bowls. Franklin just happy to have a little look at their left armour for the time being. There's Ballinger again, past umpire Taylor short, and Franklin goes for the pull and completely mistimes it. Certainly was an invitation to pull it away on the leg side. Might have been heading into a trap. There are 3 on the fence on the leg side, well 4 counting long on. Potentially could have got on the end of it. That's just been pushed a little too far wide of the stumps by Ballinger, called as a wide by Billy Taylor, and the Stars move 1 run closer. 23 required from 63 balls. 85 for 3. Here comes Grace Ballinger once more. Bowls. This is hit down the ground by Franklin. There is protection at long on. Single taken, 86 for 3. Franklin on to 17. Only 3 of the Lightning side reached double figures. Harmer 34, Freeborn 30 and Theresa Graves 12. Top 4 the Stars lineup have all reached double figures. This next one is hit powerfully by Grace Gibbs for 4. No chance of Beth Harmer leaping to catch that one. Very confident way to get off the mark. Tall player, Gibbs, long levers, and she swung through the line of that one, hit it crisply away. Next one, I think she was trying to play the ramp shot there. Got it all wrong. Yeah, she was indeed. No need for that, really. The Stars are going to win this at a canter at the moment, playing conventional cricket. Don't really need to do anything too silly. 90 for 3 at the halfway stage. Lightning were 54 for 3 at, in fact 54 for 5 at the halfway point of their innings. 90 for 3. So wickets for Bryce, Munro and Ballinger. Sophie Munro is going to get her final over. 3 overs, 1 for 18. Stars are on 90 for 3. Phoebe Franklin on strike. It's this one crisply to Harmer at mid-on, and there's no addition to the total. Next ball, oh, that's too high. Oh dear, oh dear. Sophie Munro penalised there for a no ball that was above waist high. Going to be a free hit again for the Stars. So Phoebe Franklin doesn't generally need a second invitation to have a swing at the ball. Oh, that's going to be a wide, so it'll be another free hit. Umpire Jasmine Naeem does the little helicopter signal above her head. 92 for 3. Munro to Franklin, still a free hit. She's hit it into the offside. We're going to get a single. Well, should have only got a single. It was a slide from Sonia Dedra, and this can sometimes happen. She slid, made contact with the ball, it just ran away from her, and they come back for 2. 94 for 3. Franklin on to 19. Stars need 14 more. Very encouraging performance from the side from the southeast. It's a good delivery from Munro. Halfway through a final over here. 1 for 22. Balls to Franklin. Full toss. Hit up in the air. It's going to clear mid-off. There should be another couple more. The Dedra busy in this over. 96 for 3. And Franklin into the 20s. The visitors could win this in 2 big hits. Phoebe Franklin on 21. Pushes this down the ground for a single instead. 11 now required. Beth Harmer will field. 1 ball left in this, the 11th over. $97 for 3. Final ball of Sophie Munro's spell. And it is a dot ball, so she finishes 1 for 25. End of the 11th over. 7 runs from that over. 97 for 3. Phoebe Franklin has 22. Grace Gibbs 4. The Stars need 11 more, and they've got a potential 9 overs in which to get those 11 runs. Well on the way to victory here. There's the card. Flying start given them by Bryony Smith. 30 from just 14, and partnerships have been steady. That's the overall summary. Lightning bowled out. Kirsty Gordon bowled 2 overs for 22. She goes for 11 from this over. The match will be over. The first ball is back to her. Gordon, slow left arm bowls. LBW appeal here, but umpire Billy Taylor having none of it. Decent shout. Possible to tell if there was a bottom edge, which might have saved it. 97 for 3. It remains, and 3 dot balls here. Maybe too late for Lightning, whatever, but individually each bowler would like to build up a little bit of pressure, perhaps get a wicket here. This one's helped onto the leg side by Franklin. Moves on to 23. Just what was required from Phoebe Franklin. After Smith and Capsey had gone, they'd scored their runs at a good old lick. 64 for 2 when Franklin came to the crease. Next one's levered down the ground, and that'll be 4 runs. That's a nice shot from Grace Gibbs, hitting it towards the Hound Road stand. Right about the spot where she was fielding when she picked up a couple of catches in the back end of the Lightning innings. That's a nice looking shot, it really is. The 100 brought up for South East Stars, 102 for 3. Now 6 are required. Next ball is hit along the ground. He'll take a single. Gibbs on to 9. That's the end of the 12th over. 103 for 3. So just 5 more will do it for the South East Stars. This partnership worth 19 up to this point. Been just steady partnerships, and runs haven't been too difficult to find really for any of the South East Stars batters. Catherine Bryce to bowl what may be the final over of the contest. 5 required. Either way, you suspect the end is nigh. Would take quite a remarkable reversal of fortunes here if this one's to be turned round. Grace Gibbs, we've already seen, likes to play the big shot, is on strike. Bryce in to Gibbs. She pushes it back to the experienced Scottish international. Bryce to Gibbs. She tried the little dink in the previous over and it didn't work, but this time she's going to get a couple of runs. Not the tidiest bit of fielding there, but Gibbs was alert to the possibility of stealing that second run. So now 3 are required to win. Taking Billy Taylor a second just to correctly align the bails. Stars certainly have been aligned this afternoon for the visiting side. 105 for 3. This one's hit up in the air, and Grace Gibbs might have tossed her wicket away. She has. Not there to see it through. It's gone for 11. Falling to Catherine Bryce was an unnecessarily high risk shot. Balloon straight up in the air. So Gibbs goes. $105 for 4. Sophie Monroe with the catch. Grace Gibbs crease for just 15 minutes, faced 8 balls, hit 2 fours in her 11. Susie Rose had a quiet match. Didn't bowl. Comes to the middle with just 3 required. Kent player. Played some T20 internationals for England way back between 2010 and 2013. Chock full of experience. So the non-strikers end as they crossed. Phoebe Franklin's on strike. This one just held back slightly by Bryce. Good bowling, taken by her sister Sarah with the gloves on. There's nobody at third man. That could be just cut down to that area. Would be the winning runs. Next ball is bunted down the ground. Beth Harmer will field. And 2 are now required to win. 106 for 4. Looks as if it's going to be a disappointing outcome for the home side, but I'm sure the spectators that have come in here, many of them seeing top-level women's cricket, no doubt for the first time, will have enjoyed what they've seen. This one played away on the leg side. Maybe a leg by. Let's just have a little look. Ball is dead. No, so a run there for Susie Rowe. 107 for 4. Scores are now tied. So this is going to be quite an impressive start to their campaign for the South East Stars. Bossed this throughout, bowled out lightning for 107. And they're going to win this with plenty of deliveries in hand. The scores are tied, 42 balls remain. Grace Ballinger has the unenviable task of Bowling this over, pulled into the leg side by Susie Rowe, who will finish 2 not out, hits the winning runs away for the South East Stars, and they've completed a 6-wicket victory with 41 balls to spare. That's very, very impressive indeed from South East Stars, and they're going to be a force to be reckoned with in the Charlotte Edwards Cup, you would imagine. Work to do for Rob Taylor and the rest of the coaching staff for Lightning. They've come second here today quite convincingly. Bowled out for 107 after winning the toss. Catherine Bryce opted to bat first, but her sister fell in the second over. That was a big blow, made just 1. It was a stuttering start. They were 6 for 1 after 3 overs. The power play saw them lose another wicket, 34 for 2, but the real damage done in overs 8, 9 and 10 when they found themselves suddenly 54 for 5, and it really was a difficult task from then on. Outstanding bowling from Bryony Smith, who finished with 4 for 15, really running through the lower order in the latter part of the innings. And Lightning finishing up with 107, never looked likely to be enough. And Bryony Smith herself quickly out of the blocks, opening the batting, 30 from 14 balls. Good support from Alice Capsey, who scored 21, Ailish Cranston 12, Grace Gibbs 11, and Phoebe Franklin was left unbeaten at the end with 24 not out. A couple of wickets to Catherine Bryce, but heavy defeat here for Lightning. Congratulations to South East Stars. Very impressive performance. They've won this one by 6 wickets at Trent Bridge, and I hope you've very much enjoyed the coverage and the contest. I hope we see more matches in the Charlotte Edwards Cup, and indeed the Rachel Heo Flint Trophy indeed going forward. It would be lovely to welcome Lightning back here to Trent Bridge before too long, and certainly their coaching staff and team, an absolute joy to welcome here to Trent Bridge. We, as I say, look forward to seeing them again. I hope you've enjoyed the coverage. There'll be more cricket from Trent Bridge for you in the not too distant future. It's round about 1:30, 3 o'clock, remember. Leaders of the North Group in the Vitality Blast, Notts Outlaws, face Lancashire Lightning. It should be an absolute cracker. It was a tie at Old Trafford last week. Notts tied last night at Derbyshire Falcons, so they'll be looking to get back to winning ways later on. I'm Dave Bracegirdle, as I say. Hope you've enjoyed the early start here at Trent Bridge today, and it'd be great if you could join us a little later on for coverage of Notts v Lancashire. But the main news from this part of the day, the Charlotte Edwards Cup is up and running, and we're very pleased to have it as part of the domestic schedule. South East Stars winning the first match in the new competition. They've beaten Lightning by 6 wickets.